Hi, everybody, and welcome back to our third orientation video on Accounting 206. Here is the home page for that you'll see when you first log into the course. And you can see here we have several announcements, which I'll get to in a second. And then if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see these very useful little buttons I've created to take you from module to module to module. This is by far the easiest way to proceed in this course. So I'm going to start with the course information module here. If I click on this here, it's going to take me to the course information module. I could also do it this way by going to modules. So this time I'm going to go to modules just to show you that. And it takes a second or three for these things to respond. There we go. Okay, so there's the course information menu. And as you can see, there's a welcome and getting ready for intermediate 206. Here's the syllabus and navigation videos, which we're making right now. Right now I have the old videos in there. And then here's the syllabus that we went through earlier. And then there's some videos on Wiley and how to get started with Wiley, how to register, how an overview of the Wiley Plus resources. You can see here's a link to the Wiley course resources there. And then here I've included a glossary so that it's easily find some of the terminology. Here is my introduction and biography. I went through that very quickly a few minutes ago. And then here, if you're a little rusty from Accounting 101 or Accounting 1A, financial accounting, here are some files that'll help you get back on track. And then when you're done, it has this useful little summary here that you finish up with. And then it takes you, if you use the next button here, it can take you to the next module, or you can go back to modules, or you can go back to the home page. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the home page just to show you. And here we are back on the home page. And so this time I'm going to go, instead of going through the modules, which can take a little while when you get down into these more bigger modules here, I'm going to go this time to the resources module. And here you can see we went through, I'm going to scroll up here a little bit and show you, here's where we were with the course information that we went through. And then here is the college resources and information. All sorts of useful information there. You can click on that to your heart's content. You may want to know where to get tutoring assistance. I mentioned that I do tutoring for this class only on Thursday nights from 6 to 7, but also I do tutoring at the ACC on Zoom. And you're welcome to come to those as well if those meeting times are more convenient. At this juncture, I don't have those meeting times. Soon as I do, I will publish them in announcements. Anyway, as I go through module 1, and I've dated it here, again, this ties back to the course assignments by due date that we had in the syllabus. Here are the due dates for the icebreaker. That'd be August 19th. And then the instructional videos that I have for each chapter. Let me show you those real quickly. Here's my chapter 13, and there's several videos that I go through the entire chapter there via the PowerPoints, which I think are very useful for most students. And so I'll go back home for a second. Again, it takes this thing a little while to react. So I say, there we go. And so once it's found its way back to the home menu, I can then go to module 1 again, which I will do. And And as you see, it brings up the points, the due dates, and everything. And it's organized here. Let's go down to module 2. Here's our assignments for exercises, problems, and IFRS exercises. And here we have practice problems for the CPA test. I include some supplemental files sometimes just for your edification. And away we go. And you just work down these modules. That's the very easiest way to do things. Okay, now I'm going to go to, well, here's TechZoom. Let me just jump on that real quickly. And if I go to that, that brings me to the announcements and here, Zoom. And here are all my Thursday night tutoring sessions. And all you do is hit start button and join that way. Pretty easy, really. Now, if I go to announcements for a second, here is the first 3 that I've published. And the first, I'll jump to the second one, the value of my tutoring sessions. I think they're very, very helpful. And then how to attend that. So get rid of that. And here is the welcome award. Okay, so little guy doing that. Here's my biography. Very useful to go through this, I think. And it takes you through here if you want to go to this syllabus and course navigation, you're welcome to. And what else is helpful? If you want a little Canvas technical assistance, here's a link to that. And you can get a nice overview of the course that way. Okay, so that covers that. Here is the syllabus. We've gone through the syllabus, but for whatever reason, if you don't have a copy of it, here she is. You can make a copy of it. Again, the course assignment by due date mirror what's in the modules. Okay, so then lastly, we have grades, and these grades are very helpful. This is where you're going to find all the points that you've earned in your grade book. This is what I see. Yours will be just for you, of course. And away you go. And that will get you in. Those will be the points that will be used for your grade. Okay, so if I go back here, and that will take you to everything you need to know for the course. And again, everything should be done by going through the modules. So I think you're going to find it's very nicely organized, and all you have to do is proceed sequentially through the modules, and all will be well. Sound good? Okay, I am very much looking forward to a great semester with you all. I know that what you're going to be learning is going to be so very valuable to you in the future. I wish I could impart that to you from my perspective, but you'll just have to believe me for right now. But right now, I have never seen such a demand for people with this knowledge. I mean, I haven't had my resume on the street since 2016, and every day I'm getting headhunters wanting to lure me back into business because there's such a shortage of people with this kind of knowledge, and the pay is tremendous. So if you're looking for a career opportunity that is going to be very lucrative and I like to think very satisfying, I think you guys are all on the right path. And so I'll leave you with that thought, and away we go on August 17th. Until that time, bye for now.